All right, so let's get to real entertainment tonight. Up next, we have Mr. Undercover Sex Signals. For those of you who were present last time, he was really undercover. Tonight, he's emerging. So, Fred, if you can come up and talk about Undercover Sex Signals, we're happy to have you.
Huge round of applause for Sex Signals.
Hello, hello to all. Okay, I will talk about the topic I hope I know about. Okay, so Undercover Sex Signals. So what do guys want the most? They want to get laid. What do girls want the most? Chocolate. But they also want to get laid. So similar need. Oh shit, man. Why learning about sex signals? Good question. Because most of the time, guys ask themselves, is the girl interested or is she laughing at me? Yeah, that's a good question, and most of the time I ask myself that, and I'm sure there are many people around here that ask the same question. Okay, so first, sex signal. So you enter in a club or a bar, and you see girls like pointing at you and laughing, and you say, oh man, I have an ugly face or ugly shoes, but in fact, it means you are on the radar. They think you have a hot butt. Yeah. Second sex signal, the peekaboo. So, in fact, sometimes the girl is like looking at you and looking away and looking at you, and that's a strong signal that she is like interested in you. And in fact, she practiced it in her childhood with her father when she was like peekaboo with her. But well, third sex signal, the Shy Geisha. So sometimes you think the girl like is looking at you and then she looks away and down, and you say, oh, she doesn't give a damn. But in fact, when she looks down and away, it's a good sign. I don't know why, but it is. If she looks, like just away or up and away, it's not a good signal. Fourth signal, the Sidelong Glance. So sometimes, here again, like the girl is like, I don't care, I don't look at you, but in fact she's eyeballing you. So you have to spot that, but yeah, well, it's a sex signal. Yeah. So next is more obvious, the Jewelery Thug. So in fact, like she's like taking her jewelry, playing with it. So this is a strong signal. And like here, she just throws like she looks at you straight. So like this is a strong signal. Yeah. So if she plays with her jewelry, it means she's interested in you. So sex signal number 6, a very important one. You see often girls like like her dress is falling off, and you think she doesn't notice, but in fact she did it on purpose. Yeah. So this is a strong signal. I've seen it today, in fact. She will recognize herself. Okay, sex signal number 7. In fact, like if she's like she was like listening to you and like showing her palm, that's a good thing. If like she shows her knuckles, it means she wants to hit you. Yeah. So yeah, spot. On the left it's good, on the right it's not good. Okay. The Primp. So in fact, if a girl is like putting some makeup, it's a good signal. It means she wants to attract you. So for example, if you go to the toilet to do a menacing, like standing and peeing, so when you come back and you see like she put some makeup, it means she really wants you. Wow. Sex signal number 9, the necking. Like here you see like the girl is like touching her neck and she's laughing and she's putting her hair. So it means she's really relaxed. She's showing her underarms, which means she is like vulnerable. At least that's what I read. I read that. Yeah, so, sex signal number 10, the helper. This is a really classic, every time a girl plays with her hand and like do some goofy stuff, it means like she's interested. In fact, it's like a signal that she wants you to caress her. Yeah, okay? Well, what's next? The self-caress. Again, you may think it's because, she's sweating, because it's hot, but in fact she's sweating because of you, because you are too hot. And, she's like, I'm caressing myself, she tried to entice you. Okay, sorry for my English. Okay, what do we have next? The sexy pet. So, sometimes the girl will like look at you and then look away, not smiling, and you will say, oh, she doesn't give a shit. But in fact, if she's like playing with her glass, you know, like with her fingers, it means she's thinking of you caressing her. Yeah, I told you. Yeah, the goofy girl, everybody knows there's like some crazy girl, she's like doing this weird stuff, you're like, what the fuck, is she crazy or what? In fact, she just has like too much sexual energy. And, you know, she doesn't know what to do, so she just does crazy stuff. Yeah, okay. The shoe dangle, in fact, you know, like, this is, again, you know, like, if a girl shows some skin, you know, the more skin she shows, the more she's interested. And at the same time, you know, the feet, you know, like some kind of sexual stuff, but I don't know why. Anyway, there is a symbolism in the feet, but I don't know why. Anyway, the innocent touch. So you think the girl is like play with you, and it's innocent, but in fact, every time a girl touches you, so it means she's ready for your advances. Yeah, here, see the lucky guy, he's bald, but still, 3 girls trying to pick him up. Okay, the close encounter. In fact, you know, like, there is like a safe distance. So if a girl, like, for example, come off a stool, and she comes very closely, like that, and look at you, you have, you know, to show her a positive signal, like a smile or something, because she's just, like, checking if you're interested in her. Oh, recommendation. Act like a human being. Like, you know, even if you spot some sex signals, don't show this face. Okay. Well, that was me back then. Now I get laid. Yeah, not before. Alright, any questions? Or like, no, you know, you just look if they have a boner. Well, I think it's obvious. There are no undercover sex signals, there are obvious sex signals. Yes?
Where did you learn these signals?
I read the book. Because I wanted to get laid.
Which book? Which book?
Oh, you know, in fact, on my last slide, oh here, you know, like the book is called Undercover Sex Signals, and it's written by Leil Lowndes, something. Well, you can read it.
Oh, yeah, shit. Any other sex signal? Yes?
Yeah, I want to know if you misinterpreted a signal and went for it and totally worked.
Did you ever misinterpret a signal
All
and
the
you
time.
went for it?
All the time. In fact, you have to look for a cluster of signals, not just spot one. You need to spot 2 or 3 to be sure.
Sure, any other questions? Yes?
Do you have any examples of success stories and failures that you want to share with us?
Yeah, in fact, there is one thing I spotted once, but it's not in the list. One time there is a girl who came to my place with a calamari. So it's a sex signal. You should know. It worked for me.
It worked for him. Other questions? Yes.
I forgot a comb and I could do like that. It's not mean I always want that.
And that's why I say you have to show like a few signals in order to, you know. One is not enough.
You have to show him a few signals. You can't just play with your hair. It's not that easy, ladies. Any dudes have a question?
Maybe you have some unconscious willingness to sex.
Any dude questions? No? Another lady want to ask a question? Any more questions about sex signals, or did I just make it awkward? Where are you from?
France,
Like, where in France?
like Corbeil-Essonnes, to Paris.
Sweet.
Let's make it simple.
Yes!
Just spoke on signal. What's the next step?
You know, if you want the next step, I will have to do another presentation because that's not the end of the book. So, if you are really interested, I could make another presentation.
Yeah.
As long as you pay me drinks, I can do it.
Wait, has a question.
That's what we do. Way.
A sexy signal culturally specific. So, for example, is revealing a bare shoulder in some cultures not sexually appropriate?
I think it is. You know, like I would say that these sex signals are more like on the east coast of America. But you know, I think it can work on you know, in Europe and in most places. But I think there are, you know, some things, you know, that are culturally specific.
All right, cool. One more question. That's it. Yeah. Oh wait, you already asked a question. All right, we'll come back to you if there are no other questions. Other questions? Any questions? Okay, you can ask another question. Is that a sex signal that you're asking another question? Oh snap!
Oh yeah.
What about guy signals?
I already said that guys don't have undercover sex signals, but obvious sex signals.
Unless we're keeping it under covers.
Yes. We try to keep it undercover.
Sorry. Any other?
Terrible joke.
That was awful. Speaking of terrible jokes, you have like 30 more seconds to submit a terrible joke to the joke contest back there. Any other sex signal questions before we move on? What are ooh, that's good. What are anti-sex signals besides the obvious?
Ugliness.
Let's have a round of applause for sex signals.